Hi everyone, today is the third lecture of the course. We are going to be talking about console input and output. It's a pretty short and quite easy lecture, I hope. Some of the things I've already mentioned in the first lecture and we've used some in the second as well. So yeah, let's get started. So we'll be talking about printing on the console. Again, something that we've discussed in the first, but maybe you will learn something new. And then the second is reading from the console, which we haven't done yet. Okay, so first, printing on the console. We can print anything that we want. We saw that we can change colors and so on. Something that we haven't done today is printing more variables using formatting strings. So I don't know if I've mentioned this, but we'll see in a second. So let's jump into Visual Studio, create a new project. And I'm going to create a blank solution here, which we will call console input output lecture, or just demo. Okay, so I did that one yesterday, so I'll just have to change the name. Demo 1. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, let's add our project for the first demo. So new project. This will be console application with C#. And the first one is going to be printing on the console. Okay, so now we have to delete a couple of things, as always. Since today there will be a lot of demos, not for this lecture, I'm just going to do that. Let's just change this to printing on the console, and that here as well. So today I'll be smart and I'll make a notepad file with this so that I don't have to do the same thing over and over again. I'll save it to my desktop. So I don't know, how should we call it? Helper. And save. Okay, let's minimize this for now. Alright, so printing on the console. Let's take a number. This is going to be, let's say, 5. And in second number, so first number, and then second number is going to be 10. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to print the sum of the two, but in a better way. So let's make it more descriptive. So the first number is, and now I have to add it this way. So first number, and then I want to add the second number is, let me add column and then space. The second number is second number plus, and their sum is plus first number plus second number. Okay, let's run this and see what happens. We have to wait for the first build. Okay, the first number is 5, the second number is 10, and their sum is 15. Okay, what happened? So this one was a bit tedious to write down, wasn't it? So with all those pluses and quotation marks and so on, we can do it with formatting string or placeholders inside. So I'll write the same text, but quicker. So I'll put a comment quicker and easier. Okay, so the first number is, and a placeholder is very similar to other languages, but here I believe it's a bit easier. Say if you wanna write it in C or C++, I believe it was a bit more complicated, or you had to know your types and so on. We don't have such a thing here. So this thing here is called a placeholder. So our program is not gonna type this brackets 0 bracket, but it's gonna look for an argument which is gonna be on the other side. Just 1 second. Okay. Right. So the first number is this one with the placeholder, and then we want to do the second number is, and their sum is. This doesn't work. Okay, and their sum is, I'll finish it here. And then I have to just, after that, I want to put all of the variables that have to go in these placeholders. So we have first number, second number, and then first number plus second number, which is fine. Okay, right, and it should do the same thing, the second line here. Okay, what else? I think I've mentioned, but anyways, if you put console write instead of console write line, everything that you do is going to be written on the same line. So if I do something like this, it should be printed on the same line. Actually, here I have a line, so this prints a new line here. Basically, is the same if I do that or not. So if I want to have something on the same line, I have to put that here, and there you go. It's on the same line. This press any key to continue is added automatically from C# and from Visual Studio. If I want to print it on a new line, I have to put the line here, and this is going to be on a new line. All right, what else? For the placeholders, not much. Okay, so let's get back to the lecture. So this is, I know I've mentioned this, but this is an introduction to the next thing that I'll be mentioning, which is on the next slide. So these placeholders or can be added some properties like alignment and format strings. So alignment is given with a comma here, and an alignment of 20 in this case is means that it's going to be aligned to the right 20 symbols, and then you can add an additional format to your string or number and so on. So you can make it look as a currency, as a decimal number, exponential, or scientific. This is where you write the number times 10 to the power of something. Then we have fixed point, which is the same as this one here. If you want to have precision up to 2 symbols or something like that, this is what you should use. And then you have general, number, percentage, round trip, and hexadecimal. So let's do a short demo of that. So let's have a look. There. Okay, so let's delete that and add a couple of new lines to get going. So now what I want to try is print with the placeholder first number, just that, and see what happens. First number. Okay, there it is. It's fine. We know where to look. Now I want to do an alignment of, let's say 10. Okay, we have a spacing of 10 characters here. So the way it's counted is this. So these empty spaces here are 9, and this is the last one. So the way it's counted is, you know, total of 10. To make this look better, I'll do again console write line, and then pretty much the same thing, but second number, and let's make that a little bit bigger so that we know what we're dealing with. So 156. And there you go. You see now how it aligns them. So you can make your text in the console, you know, look a little bit prettier when you're doing, say, table or something like that. Any sort of information. Yes. Very good question. What happens if the number we give is bigger than the alignment? So let's do that. So let's put, I don't know, 10,000, 100,001. And instead of 10 here, let's make it something small, like 4. Control F5, and you see nothing happens. You know, it's already aligned as much as it can be. Right. Any other questions? Okay, so let's do the format string, meaning I can do here currencies, floating points, and so on. So let's start with C4. So this C means currency, and 4 means 4 decimal places. So 4 numbers after the dot. And as you can see, our currency here is Lev. So get 5.0000, 4 zeros, the same number that we have here. Let's make it a 2 so that it differentiates. 5.000 lefs, because that's a currency. Okay, what happens if I just want the number but represent it as a floating point, so with some degree of accuracy? So let's do 0.00, and there you go. It's the same thing, but without the left. So if I have some double number which, you know, has 16 digits, I may want to, was it 16 the maximum? Yes, 15, 16. Okay, so if I have a double number with, you know, 16 digits, I can just make it so that it shows only 2 of them. And this is the same if I put F2 here, or at least it should be. Yes. So yeah, it doesn't matter which one you write. Yeah, both are fine. Okay, what else was there? What else was there? We had, I don't remember. Currency, decimal, exponential. So let's have a look at the exponential, but for some bigger numbers. So let's try that here. And let's make this a bit more interesting. Exponential, and let's say 4. Okay, this is 1.2345 times 10 to the power 5, which is very, very close to what we got here. If I decrease this number, I am only going to get 2 digits here. Okay. What else? What else was there? Percentage and hexadecimal are the last ones that I wanted to make. So if I want to make it P2, this is now going to be a percentage, because you know, 500, this is horrible, 500% is 500 divided by 100, which is 5, and our number was 5 already, so it gives you the number in percentages. Okay. Right, and hexadecimal, we'll be talking a little bit more about number systems in the next lecture, just a little bit, but hexadecimal, or if I put, let's change this to like 12. If I put x2 here, this will stand for convert the number to hexadecimal system, which is base 16. So we are normally using system base 10. So if I have to do something here, this is 1 times 10 squared, sorry, 10 to the first, plus 2 times 10 to the power 0. Okay, and if I want to do it with other base, so here the base is 10, and you may have seen this a bit more easily with as 10 plus 2. But if I want to change the base to 16, I have to be looking at numbers from 0 to 9, and then I'll be having A, B, C, D, E, and F. Okay, so if I want to print any number in a hexadecimal format, this will be the easiest way. So Control F5, and we have 0C. Okay, if I only put just the X here, it's still going to work. This is just C. If I put a bigger number like 158, I hope I haven't chosen some weirdly close one. So 9E, this is 9E as a number. Okay, any questions here? Formatting strings, you don't have to remember them. It's very unlikely that you will need them in the console, because we'll be making games, and the text there is predefined and so on. You won't be doing it with the console, but for now, because we'll be making console games in the first two courses, this may come in handy when we wanna make something look good. Okay, so yeah, one other thing that I probably didn't mention. Did I mention escaping like weird signs and stuff like that? Did I mention this? Nope. Okay, so what happens if I wanna print console? Sorry, what happens if I wanna print some random text? Something like why are you smiling, and then I want to put this here, and then comma, he said. Okay, it doesn't work this way. I want to print this why are you smiling, I want to print it in quotes, but it doesn't work, right? So there is a thing that you can do here, which is just escape every single character which is weird. And this is done just with a slash. Okay, so now if I print this text, it should be exactly as I want it to be with the quotes. There we have it. Otherwise, when I print something like four quotes, the program considers these two as the single string, and then another one starts. This way, with the escaping sequence, you can write pretty much any sign that you want. Have you seen when you're writing your path to your program or file, something like that? Those of you that are using the command prompt, sometimes you may need to use the double slash. So this is done so that the first one escapes the second one, so that the program knows that you're actually meaning the slash is a sign and not just as an escaping sequence as well. Okay, there is another way, which is it's up to you which one you will use. So let's delete that. Let's delete that as well. And I think it's with this. Does this not work? Maybe in brackets. No, this doesn't work for now. It should be in the quotes as well, yeah, probably. So let me remove everything that I've done. So in the quotes, like here. There? Yeah, it used to work. I don't know. So if you don't know something, just go on Google. Escaping string and then C#. We may not find it right now, but did I write something else? This is weird. So what I wanted to write is, oh yeah, we only need, no we don't. Let me just delete this and see what happens. So this is just gonna print it. Let's see what happens with this one. Okay, we have no quotes whatsoever, so I should put some quotes here and some quotes here, and it doesn't work. So let's just copy the example so that I'm not crazy, because this was working. The sixth? Oh, this one. Joe said hello to me. Okay, let's do that. I really don't see the difference now, but maybe there is. So string v equals, and then interesting. Is it not possible that we start with it? Do you see any difference? Because I don't. Yes, I also have double quotes here. Okay, so I should put more here. No, this is weird. One more in the first one. Okay, double quotes then. All right. Well, I only use the slash because this one is confusing. So yeah. Anyways, yeah, you can do it this way as well. Yeah, with the escaping sequence. All right. That's pretty much everything about the console that we will need. There are some other methods, but once we get to the games, we'll do those as well. All right. Reading from the console. Okay, so we can read a character, a line, or a set of keys. And the thing that we'll be using, well, what normally you'll be using the most is this one. Reading a character is very rarely used, and we'll be reading keys as well for our game. Say that if I press left arrow or something like that, we'll see how to detect this. All right, so console.read is the method that reads a single character, and then if you press enter, this character will go into some variable. The interesting thing here is that it reads an integer, so you should start with integer. Right, so there is no way to change this. Okay, so console.read, once you put something into it, you are going to get an integer. But it depends on you after that what you're going to do with the integer. Yes. Why does it do that? Go and ask Microsoft. I don't know. But you know, there are ways to go around it. Once you get used to it, it should be fine. It's similar for console.readline, but we'll get to that in a second. So the example here that I want to do, let me just start a new add project. And we'll call this console read, and I'll put a number 2 on it. Or you know, we can just do all of them. Maybe that's not a good idea. I'll just do them separately. So do this, which is a lot quicker, and then reading console read. Change that as well. Okay, we said that it reads an integer. So what we want to do is we're gonna try and put a character in, just like A, B, or C, something like that, and see what is its number in the ASCII table. We talked about ASCII table last time, yeah? Yes. Okay. So let's take an integer. So character number. And then just do console.read, and then what we want to do is just console.or, maybe something else, character char equals character or symbol, and we will be parsing this to char. So I said that console read gives you an integer, and we want to make it into a character. How does that happen? Well, with typecasting. So char of character number. Okay, that should work. Okay, and then the symbol placeholder has number placeholder, and then what we will be doing is character and then character number, and that should work. So this thing always happens. You have to right click on your solution and click current selection. And you have to do it every time. There is a good reason for that, but you know. Yeah, now I have to put in some numbers. So, or let's try with the first with the number to see how it works, and then we will try with the character. So it just reads 1. So it just reads the first symbol. So 5. The symbol 5 has number 53. Okay, let's try K. The symbol K has number 107. The symbol, I don't know, P, 112. And if you go to your ASCII table, we should be looking at 112. 112 is right there, and it's P. Let me just zoom that in. There it is. Okay. Right, that's pretty much it. Console.read you will probably never ever use, you know, because it's weird. If I have to read just a single character, I would still do it with console.readline, just because, you know, it's easier to work with strings rather than a single character. So let's add a new project, and this will be console readline, and that will have number 3. And I want to copy this as well. Okay, and I want to change this. Console readline. Okay. Console.read key. But first I want to do the next one because I already added it in the solution. So read a single line of characters and the result is of type string. To read integers, we need to convert or parse the string to an integer value. Okay, so this may be a bit weird for some of you that come from other languages, but essentially what console readline does is it gives us, so let's say some variable, and then console.readline. Okay. So if I input any text here, it's gonna be in the variable, and after that I wanna print it. So let me just do, you have input placeholder and then the variable, just so that we see any difference. So if I input anything, it's gonna tell me, and it's gonna store it in the variable exactly what I've put. But what's the problem here? So what's gonna happen if I do an int here, which is something that some of you may try, you know, because it makes sense for it to work. Well, no, it doesn't. Okay, cannot implicitly convert type string to int. Is it gonna work this way? No, it still doesn't work. So we need to do something else. And this was very weird when I first saw it, but you know, that's how it works, and you will get used to it quite quickly, I guess. So we want to have an integer number. So from the text above, if I input a number, we want to store it into an integer value. So let's call it some number from the console, and I have to do something with some variable, right? So the method that I have to use is int.parse and some variable. Okay, this is similar to typecasting, but you know, not quite, but it's similar. But here, what this is gonna do is it's gonna convert my text into an integer value. So all right, so let's do something like some variable divided by 5, or you know, %5 would be okay as well. No, yeah, I had to change this to some number some number from the console. Alright, so let's first just try and put some text in. Let's just see what happens. Okay, input string was not in the correct format. Okay, fair enough. Now let's try a number. You have input 3, or I should change this to the remainder of division by 5 is. And now it's still going to be 3 because the last digit is 8, and so the remainder will be 3. Let's just try something else. I don't know. This one we know it should give 0, and yeah, there you go. So if I have 10 variables or something like that, so let's just do another example where I have string first number, no, string 1 equals console.readline, to just show you how tedious this can be. So first number equals int.parse str1, then I want to have a second one, second number is int.parse str2, and let's say that I want to print their sum. So right, so first number plus second is, and then I want to do first number plus second number. Placeholder, thank you. Control C used to escape from the console. Placeholder should be right there. Okay, so let's put 5 and then something 78. Okay, it's fine, it works, but no one wants to write two lines for each variable that you want to input. This is gonna increase the RAM if you have like 100 variables that you have to input. It's not nice. Say that if you have a matrix and you want to port it into a matrix of integers or a multi-dimensional array of integers, it's going to be a nightmare to do that. So it's a lot easier to just combine those two, these two lines into a single line, which is int third number, and I still have to parse, but I can parse what's input in the console straight away. So, and this way it's gonna work. You don't need separate variables or anything. I know this doesn't look nice, a function in a function, but you will be using this a lot, so you should be getting used to it. So yeah, this is easier way. Yes. Is there an even easier way? I don't know. What do you mean? In what language is that? In C, yes. In C++, yes. I've written in C. I don't know how different is that from C. From C++. I know quite a lot, but this specific method I don't know. So, in C, the way you would do it is something like, I really don't remember. It was a long time, but if it was an integer, you would do %g for a number, %f for a float number if you want to read something from the console. Well, it doesn't work this way in C#. It always gives you a string, just by definition, Yes.
Do you actually need the second string str2?
Do I need the second string? No, I don't. I can probably say that as well. I'm not sure though. And then put str1 here. Is that what you mean? Okay, let's give it a go. 5, 6, and then 7. Yes, you can do that as well. Okay, this reminds me of a random number generator that we haven't talked about, but we'll be using quite a lot in our games, in the first course as well, where the random number generator has to be declared only once. So if you want to do different calculations with an RNG, if you declare a couple of ones, they will give you the same answer just because they are created in the same tick of the processor. So yeah, this looks similar now that you have just one string and you use it all over again, but there is no need for that because you can just combine it in just a single line. So of course it doesn't have to be an integer. If I put u in here and u in here, it should work as well, or maybe not. Well, this was weird. It became red and then I compiled. So yeah, 1, 2, 3, and it still works. We have no errors. Okay, that's pretty much it for readline. Let's add the other one. Console read key, and this is number 4. Yeah, I had it here. Okay, so yeah, let's get back one step. Okay, what happened? Oh, I have no idea. Reads a single line of characters. Now this is read line. Read key reads a combination of keys from the keyboard. The result is of type console key info. So we don't have an integer, we don't have a string as with the previous 2 examples, but it's some weird type console key info because the keys that you press, they cannot be characters, because you have control, delete, and so on. There is a special type just for the keys, and then we have key character, which holds the key which you've entered. Say if I press O or P or something like that, and then we have additional modifiers like Control, Alt, and so on. Let's see this in the example. So we have to make a new variable of type. Yes. The name of the class. Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, thanks. Console read key. Thank you. Right, so this is what happens when you copy paste. So normally I would say just don't copy paste, but especially in the next lecture where there are like 10 demos and so on, I just can't bother to do that so many times. So okay, right. So console, as we said, console key info, some key equals console.read key, as we said. Okay, and we are gonna print something. So you have pressed placeholder and then some key. Let's see what this gives us in just in general. But if we wanna access anything specific for this type, I have to press dot, and we see that we can access key, character, and modifiers, but we'll do that in order. So let's first do some key, and here modifiers 0, and then some key dot modifiers. Okay, if you wanna check. So Control F5, and let me press J. You have pressed system.console key info. Okay, so this is not very helpful. But whenever I call some key, this is what I am gonna get. So let's try. Let's just try key. Okay, let me press K. You have pressed K. Modifiers 0. Okay, let's press. Sorry. Why the K? The K was big. I know the answer, but let's just do another demo there. Okay, is that fine? So Let's just go on with the demo. So I wanted to do something. Yes. So let's press Control plus K. Okay. Modifiers Control. Good. What else? What else? I don't know. Control Alt Shift and then plus. Okay. OM plus. Good. Alt Shift Control. Okay. Some key now to answer your question, which was why was it given in a capital K. If I do the other field here, which is key char, now it should be giving me specifically whether it was capital or small, just the character. But the key on its own, it is given, as you saw. First it's in capital letters, and second it's descriptive, meaning I press the plus sign and it didn't have the plus as you would normally see. It was written in words, because if you want to access the key later on, you cannot say access key dot plus with the plus sign, and you have to access it with words, so this is more descriptive. So let's try that. So Control Shift K. Control Shift K. Okay, so yeah.
Does the modifier print the buttons that we pressed in the order we pressed them?
I don't know. Let's check. First of all, why did I get the question mark there? Yes. Okay. Yeah, I changed the language. What happens if I just press Control K then? I still don't see it because this is a symbol which is probably not supported by the console. But if I just press, let's take some small letter, that is fine. So if I press small m, this is now going to be small. And sorry, what was the other question? About the modifier. So does it matter if I press Control Alt or Alt Control? Let's check. So I'm pressing Control Alt K, and it gives them in the reverse order. So I don't know, however it wants. Now I'll be pressing Alt Control, and it's still the same. So no, it doesn't matter. Yes, probably it's another. So let's try with Shift as well. Alt Shift Control. So no, some weird logic. I don't know. Yes. Can you take modifiers for with keys? I'm sorry, I still don't understand. The control key is a key, not as a modifier. Let's try. So the question is it gonna recognize the control key not as a modifier but as a separate key, right? So Control Alt Shift. Well, no, because these are modifiers. But there could be some way or some other library or something like that. But this is what is given in the console. Yes, I don't know. I can't think of a way right now. I haven't tried it. Do you want to make a game where you play with control? Okay, yeah, it's not for the console. So the console is limited, basically. Okay, so there was another thing that we tried to do yesterday, and it didn't happen. But I don't know right now. So yeah. Okay. I had to press there, didn't I? Okay. And this is the whole lecture. So you have homework. By the way, we have a forum, and I've posted the lectures there. It's a Google Drive link that you can just click on, and you'll see all of the folders. So yeah, this is your homework. It should be fairly very simple exercise. References and any questions? How do you get on the forum? Maybe. Okay, so There should be a link at the top. Not yet. So forums.zariba.com. But there will be links somewhere here as well. No, it's not this one. Yeah. So here, this is it. Someone has given me a question, and I'll check that later. But this is how it looks so far, and you know, I can add more topics and so on depending on what you want to do. But for now, what interests you is this. So here you can ask specific questions. You know, here I'll be giving additional information and so on about the general course. But if you have any problems with, you know, C# or Visual Studio or some of the games that we'll be making later, you should go into the course that you're in and just, you know, ask a question, just add a new topic. Is it in English? So yeah, yeah. So I would prefer if you ask your questions in English, but I've made a separate forum here for you if you don't want to bother. Or yeah. Any other questions? Yes.
When will our first test be?
When is your first test gonna be? You know, exam at the end of the first course. So you will have to make a game. Okay. I will try really hard to think of a game which is not already available online as a console application. So I cannot give you something like Tetris or, you know, Snake or something like that because it's already going to be in there. So you'll be in the position where you see a completely new game or an old game which is, you know, with modified rules or something like that, and you will have to write it. But of course, if you can find something that helps you online, say if you have to do some weird variation of Tetris where you don't get the normal, you know, shapes that you get, but some other ones, then you can, you know, copy some of the code from the internet and then use it, because you just need to finish in time. Any other questions? Yes. What is the trait? Okay, so this is something that I've noticed and I've used in some of my forums. If you wanna like sell a phone or a laptop or something like that. Well, it's not like OLX BG, but you know, it might be, you know, just there. Yeah. Yes. No? Yes.
Has anyone dropped out of the course?
Okay, so one person quit straight from the beginning, and there was another one which I learned about today that has dropped from the course. Why? Just curious. Yes.
There will be only one group at some point.
Yes, but I still have to add 8 people from the reserve. So yeah, but still I don't know about this because the way it seems is that most of you are, you know, pretty interested in the course anyways. So I am saying this again. If all of you like make the game and it looks nice and so on, all of you will go on. So it's fine. You don't have to worry that much about that. But in all likelihood, there will be some ranking after the exam with, you know, with your homeworks, with your teamwork, and with the exam. And you know, if not all of you have done great exams, then half of you will get chopped off, or, you know, some portion at least. Anything? Yeah.
When are we going to do team projects?
When are you going to do the team projects? Well, that is going to be announced soon. So first of all, I want to finish with the interviews, see how many of you are going to stay in the course, how many of you can, you know, start straight away, or for which ones the course will be at all useful, because there are people here which, you know, have lots of experience and so on. So it's not interesting for them to learn about in the integers and so on. So after that, after I call in the reserves as well, after that we'll form up the teams and so on. But you have enough time. I mean, a team of 4 to make a console game is, you know, quite a lot. In my opinion, you can make something amazing like the 4 of you, and it's not going to take you more than a week if you're organized. But today I was testing out Hangman, and yesterday I was testing Snake, and it doesn't take me more than an hour or 2 to write those. So you know, for four people, you really have to try and make something good, but that's still not gonna take you that much time, and it will be said in advance as well. Yes, lots of questions from this group. Yes. What's the method for console height? Is that what you said? Standard console height. I don't know. We can check. Height, buffer height or window height. Okay. So what was the last problem? I had to input some key. Okay, it's 27 right now. Okay. But you can change the buffer height and so on. We'll be doing that when we do games, because we want to have fixed console as well. So we'll be doing that as well. Okay. Any other questions? Quite a lot of questions from you today. Yes? No? Other questions? No. Okay. Break.